back to Lex Reads. So in today's video, we are doing my August wrap up. You guys know I wrap up my books, music, and movies. And this month it was very busy. Man, it was really busy. I was going through like the list of, I would say, movies, and girl, barely watched any, but yeah, let's just get started. So for books, I read a total of 4 books this month. And y'all know I've been on this kick about reading a book in one day, and 3 of these I read in one day, and again, you can't tell me nothing. But so the first book was Tempest Rising by Diane McKinney Westone. You guys know how much I love this author. I was introduced to her, I want to say last year, and after reading, it was Blues Dancing I first read by her and just was amazed. And she's an author where all her books are so different. And I know she is known for Tumbling, and you guys know Tumbling is on my TBR list for next year. I read this on a whim and read it in one day. I was in the middle of reading, what is it, Invisible Man, which y'all, I gotta talk about later. And I was kind of getting to a little reading slump, so I said, let me read something in conjunction to help me out of that, and it certainly did. Her storytelling is, I mean, I can't even describe it. If you want a good book with some good tea, some drama, but also is well written, you need to pick up a Diane McKinney Westone. She is a force to be reckoned with, and she does not get the praise and recognition that she should. It's a quick backstory. This is set in Philadelphia. All her books are set in Philadelphia. You have a couple. They're well known, well to do. They're the husband is a like well renowned chef and has a catering business, and then he suddenly dies, and his wife does not know what to do, and she has basically a mental breakdown, and they have 3 children. And their mom goes into like a mental institution, but they have to move in. They get into the system, and they have to move in with like a foster mom. And girl, the foster mom is not that bad, but the foster mom's daughter is a mess. And you just see how the girls navigate, you know, their new lives. And when I tell you, it was just so good, and the way it ended with closure. Y'all, please read Tempest Rising if you have not read it, please. Next is Daughters of Madurai by, okay, let me see if I can pronounce this, Rajari Vayard. She is an Indian author. This was on the 50% off books at Barnes & Noble. They're currently having a sale. I believe it ends tomorrow, Monday on the 4th, where they have selected books that are 50% off. So instead of paying $28, I paid about $15 for this. And I remember seeing this like when it first came out, and took a picture of it and then forgot about it. And so y'all know I always go to the bookstore, and I saw it. I was like, you know what? I really want to read this. It's about it's dual time frames. You have 1992 to 2019, and you have a young woman that keeps on having daughters, and she needs a son, and every time she has a daughter, they get rid of it. And the mother-in-law is horrible and was like, you're not good for nothing. Why can't you just bear some sons? And then you go to present time in 2019, and you have a young woman. The young woman's grandfather has suddenly died, and she's going back to India, and she discovers like all of these secrets and lies, and oh girl, so much good tea. I also did a reading vlog on this, and you guys saw my reaction with one of the characters that died, which I was outdone. But this was such a great story. It really was. This was also the author's debut novel. I would read something, but I would consider reading another book by her, like if her sophomore book, when she comes out with it, I would pick it up, because this was really good for a debut novel. Next, I read Dust Child by Wen Fun Kwei Mai. Y'all, I also did a reading vlog on this, and this book is just amazing. I'm in the process of reading this book again. Like, this book, I finished reading it, and then I want to say 2 days later, picked it right back up. And y'all, like I said, I'm reading it again because that good. Or for me to read a book like a second time, that means like it was really, really good. And I said in the reading vlog that I kind of had a similar feeling, a little similar feeling of when I read The Yellow Wife. And y'all know I talk about Yellow Wife like girl all the time. Um, this book is set during the Vietnam War. It also talks about bar girls, which is a form of prostitution. A lot of Vietnamese women, they had to conform of doing that because there was no money. And also too, she talks about a topic I had no idea about, and it was Amerasians. Amerasians are mixed race, children where the father is American and then the mother is, Vietnamese. And there is so many children that was again discarded, that were adopted because the women couldn't keep their babies due to not due to poverty. Also too, you were kind of like sleeping with the enemy, and they were afraid that the communists would take their babies. It's just, oh my goodness. And then also too, when you think about it, the Vietnam War was not that long ago, and a lot of those children that were born during that time, they're like in their 50s, 60s. So that's young, okay? And you have a lot of children that have been looking for, their birth fathers and mothers. And I went down this rabbit hole of looking through interviews of, lost, mothers and children and things like that. Also in the reading vlog, I include some clips of, clips of women, clips of children getting reunited with their parents. I also include some clips of some of the soldiers during the Vietnam War, how they just sexually use those women. Y'all, please, please, please read this, okay? What really intrigued me was those bar girls. This book I actually listened to, and it is Indigo by Beverly Jenkins, which was fantastic. I have never read a Beverly Jenkins book. I actually don't think I own any Beverly Jenkins books, which that needs to change. But she writes historical, like, romance. And y'all know that's up my alley because I love romance books. And then historical fiction, come on now. Indigo's set during like slavery time. And you have a young man that has been like brutally like beaten and he's real toe up. And you have a woman named Indigo that she helps like runaway slaves and things like that. And she like takes care of the man until he gets better, and then you just see how it goes. The narration was so good. I'm actually considering getting that book, like a physical copy. I do want to get some Beverly Jenkins books. If you guys know any Beverly Jenkins books that she's like well known for, or not even well known, but if you like, please comment down below because I do want to get some of her books. Okay, that is it for the book. So had a good month, read 4 books, still going at it. All right, for movies. Now, I only watched 2 movies this month. And then I watched like a couple of TV shows, but, a couple of episodes of some TV shows, but it wasn't nothing, big or anything. But, y'all don't laugh. I watched Mulan, the cartoon. I remember actually going to theaters to see Mulan when it came out in 1997. But I hadn't seen that in so long, and for some reason I wanted to watch it. And y'all, I mean, one of my favorites, love Mulan. Because I watched the first movie of Mulan, I wanted to watch the second one. It was on Disney Plus, and it's called Mulan 2. And I mean, it was alright. It's, if you're like bored, you could like, watch it. And what I did is I was like helping my sister clean up while watching at the same time, but I still got the gist of, the movie. So y'all know in Mulan, she saves China, right? And then her and, oh boy, what's the boy's name? Y'all know the one she like. Well, they like get together in the second movie and they're planning on getting married. But Mushu, which is the little dragon that's voiced by Eddie Murphy, he like tries to break them up because he loses his job or something like that. So he's trying to like break them up. And then the second storyline is the emperor has 3 daughters, and it's like an arranged marriage, and Mulan has to take them to basically meet their future husbands, but they don't want to. So yeah, I mean, The first one is way better, and especially the music is way better because the music in the second one wasn't about nothing. But if you, like I said, if you're bored and if you're just like want to know what happened, you could watch the second one. But yeah, TV shows, I watch episodes of like Martin, because I have the HBO Max and I want to see some little episodes of Martin, so watch that. And for me, I like Martin, but I can't just constantly watch him because he can be kind of obnoxious, you know. So I can, like I said, I could take a couple episodes or whatever, but I can't just watch him the whole time. But yeah, I did watch some episodes of Martin, and then I also watched some episodes of The Gilded Age. You guys know I talked about that. It's, what's his name? He did Downton Abbey. Oh, what's that man's name? Julian Fellows, I think his name is. But there's a first season, and they're finally coming out with the second season in October, and I'm like so stoked because y'all know that The Gilded Age, it's talking about the like during Reconstruction, and one of the storylines is Peggy, Peggy's a black writer, and it talks about blacks during the Reconstruction age and during the Gilded Age, and I just love that because again, when you think about like 1900s, or just like black people during that time, you just like mainly think of slavery. But I love the fact that they highlight black elites, and you just see blacks in a different light during the 1900s. So excited for the second season's coming out in October, but I started rewatching some of the episodes just to get it fresh in my mind. So when the new season comes, I'll know. So yeah, that's all I did for movies and TV shows. Next is music. So again, still on the record kick. The first record that I got, I was so excited about, and I got it from Walmart for only $20, was A Tribe Called Quest. This is Midnight Marauders. Love Midnight Marauders. Oh my goodness. When I tell y'all they are one of my favorite rap groups, I'm be honest with y'all, I like Phife a little bit better than Q-Tip. Q-Tip can rap, don't get me wrong, but Phife, Funky Diabetic, like he say, he can rap. But I love this album. I would say Steve Brinko, award tour, Clap Your Hands, Oh My God, God Lives Through, really love those songs. And I love the album because you can see like some of the rappers. It was one, oh, look how young Diddy is. So yeah, this album is so cool. But got this from Walmart for only $20. And next, I listened to Big Fun by Shalimar. I went to my cousin's wedding in North Carolina, and he told us about some shops that sells vinyls, and he's really into vinyls. So we went to a place called Lunchbox, and oh my goodness, they had everything. But when I saw this, I had to get it. I am a fan of Shalimar. Really love Shalimar. My favorite probably is Jody Watley. And then Howard Hewitt, that voice, oh my goodness, his voice is just amazing. I wanted this because I really like the song Let's Find the Time for Love. I don't believe that's a single. And of course, the second time around, love that's a single. And then next was a song which is by Atlantic Star called Love Me Down. Saw a TikTok with Snoop Dogg. He was dancing and that song was playing, and I'm like, what is that song? And then I looked through the comments and they're like, oh, it's Atlantic Star. And been listening to that the whole month. But yesterday, went to a bookstore called Totem Books in Flint, Michigan. And they also sell like record CDs and everything. And they had Atlantic Star. And I got it. This album has obviously Love Me Down. It has Let's Get Closer, and those are like two of my favorite. I also discovered a song I didn't know that was theirs. You guys know the song by Erykah Badu, Four Leaf Clover? It's on Baduism. It's not a single, but I didn't know she was sampling that. That's Atlantic Star. I'm like, come on now. Did not know. But I personally, I like the original Atlantic Star with this girl Sharon. I like the little other one. I don't know her name, but I know she light skinned because she sings The Secret Lover. But I like the first Atlantic Star, like I said, because Sharon can blow. But I was so excited when I saw this yesterday. I paid $5.98 because yeah, that Love Me Down, that's my jam. And then the last song I listened to, Mommy Renee, and it's called Miss Honey. You guys know the song Pure Honey by Beyonce, the Renaissance album. Towards that end, she's sampling that song, but then you hear that ending, don't you hear me calling you Miss Honey? That's that's him. Never heard of him. And I don't even know where I think I came across on it, TikTok or whatever, because still haven't listened to that whole album of the Renaissance. I do need to listen to the whole album. But when I listened to that part, I'm like, oh, I like this, and then realized it was a song and went through a rabbit hole and found out it was a song. And when I tell you, that is my jam, okay? And that beat is just off the chain. So yeah, guys, that is it when it comes to my wrap up in August. Oh, y'all remember how I kept on saying, oh, I'm reading Invisible Man in August? Well, I kind of DNF'd it. I'm only on page 178. I got distracted, y'all, because like I told you guys, I was reading this in conjunction with this, but this took over my time. And then again, you guys know the reading the book in one day distracted me. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, this is not doing anything for me. Sometimes it's confusing. Some bits are confusing. It honestly is. I'm thinking I should maybe get the audio, but then I'm like, that's gonna take me even longer, because sometimes it helps and sometimes it doesn't. And I think for this, I don't know if that's gonna help me. Granted, I'm on page 178, but this book is like 500 and some pages. I thought I wanted a book where I'm gonna highlight it, annotate it, just be all like in the business. This not doing nothing for me. And I feel bad because I'm like, girl, this is a classic, okay? And not only is it just a classic, it's a Black classic. Every time when there's a list of, Black books, this is gonna be included. Girl, this is not doing nothing for me. Now, I do have another book by him, Juneteenth, that is on my TBR. And I wanted to read this first and then read that. I don't know, y'all. Right now it's not doing anything for me. I keep on saying that, but maybe I could I think I'm going to pick up Juneteenth and then try to get back into this. And then if I can't get into it, I can't get into it. Look, I tried. I know the gist of it, but tell me if it's just me. If you guys have read Invisible Man, if you guys have read Invisible Man, did you like it? Was it confusing? Cause no ma'am. It's a no ma'am right now for me. But so yeah, guys, that's all I have for you. I'll be back with more Black books. Bye.